Hey,
Hello.
everybody. It is Marcia and Michelle, and we are happy that you've decided to join us for another yakking session, whatever you want to call it. Show me mysteries, ghostly gab, I don't care. Here on a Wednesday night. Our topic this evening is top 10 haunted places to spend the night. And of course, before we get started, I do want to send a big shout out to our folks in the military and our men and women in blue. We understand your sacrifice. We appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. Without you all, we couldn't be sitting here doing this on a Wednesday night. So, from
Absolutely.
the
And it's National Purple Heart Day.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, it's National Purple Heart Day.
Even better, even
Yep.
better. So, from the bottom of our heart to you all, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your family as well. So, um, I have completely lost my train of thought. It just
Sorry.
went just like
Whoop.
that.
All right.
And oh, I know I was going to say, for those of you that are joining us live, if you have a coworker or a friend or even somebody you don't like, maybe go ahead and share us out to them because you never know, they might like what we're talking about. Um, if you will, as you log on or as you come on, say hey to us in the chat. We can see that you're there. We just can't see who is there unless you put something in the chat. Hey, Bev, glad to see you. Um, we're just
Hello.
hanging out on a Wednesday morning. Oh my God, it's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one.
I'm telling you.
It's already okay. So, our topic this evening, again, as I mentioned, is top 10 haunted places to spend the night.
Yes.
And these are places that we have gone, right? It's not your typical, haunted location.
Yeah, like
Well,
Winchester
yeah, yeah.
House.
It's
You know,
it's places that we have
we actually
experienced.
hunted.
Yeah. And Michelle and I have not talked about this. We just
Nope.
had the topic and that was it. And we have come at it from two different angles. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see where it all leads this evening.
Yes, and
Hey,
our
Beth.
top 10 may end up turning into a top 10 yay, top 10 maybe not.
Well, and we actually have more than 10 because I have 5 no, I have 1 I'm on the fence about, and then I've got a very hard hell no one. So no way, no way, not doing it. So hey Beth, glad that you could join us. We're going to be talking about some of the places that we have gone that we just would not spend the night. Some of these
Yes. Oh, no,
places,
we would. We want to. Top 10 haunted places to spend the night.
oh, and see, mine are all no. I wouldn't do it. So there you go. We've got two different angles tonight.
Well, there we go. So before we get started, I wanted to share with you something my daughter got me because we all know
Oh, how cute!
I love the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, and it glows. It
It
lights
lights
up.
up. Look at that.
So, yeah, I wanted to share that.
Well, thank you. Thanks for sharing. And again, for those of you watching us, like I said, Michelle and I didn't talk about this. We see the topic completely different. She's where she would spend the night. Is that where the rabbit hole you went down? Mine's where I absolutely would not spend the night.
Yeah, I've kind of got two lists going, so we'll just see where
Yeah,
tonight goes.
yeah. We'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Okay, so we're just gonna go back and forth between me and Michelle, which is gonna really complicate things because you all are gonna be like on one thing, no, we're not gonna ever go there and spend the night. Then we're gonna be on another. Well, yeah, we'd go there and spend the night. So,
So, pay attention because there'll be a quiz at the end.
oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna have Michelle go first, and these are places that you would spend the night. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right,
And
and
I
maybe
did not
and
choose,
that could be why our lists did not match.
well, we don't know if they've matched.
Well, we don't know. Well, yeah, I'm sure they don't.
Well, we'd hope
Because if
not.
you'll stay and I won't, then we know that. Okay. Anyway,
Okay, so and I did not pick. I did. I was going to say I did not pick any that we actually did spend the night, but I have one that we did.
okay.
So my first one, and I think it's because it's near and dear to me because it was my very first hunt, Mansfield Reformatory.
You would spend the night in Mansfield.
Absolutely, I would.
That's
Now,
in, go ahead.
now the reason I say that is because even though it's huge, because
Mhm.
we never did differentiate, would it be like by myself without anybody else? Because all of mine
Yeah.
could be a hell no at that point. But no, I mean, for the most part, it was clean.
It was clean, yes.
And we had some things happening and there's so many different things to do. And but that's my first place. That's near and dear. And I would absolutely stay the night.
Interesting that you say that because that's on my list as one of those. I'm not spending the night there
Why not?
because it's scary.
Ah,
I had Mansfield Reformatory and Moundsville Prison together. I had like a slash in between them because they're scary. They're scary. There's lots of things going on there. Voices. We got turned around. We missed a whole cell block, even though we were going in the right direction. That craziness that happened up on the third floor up in the hospital area.
hey, we met Mary and Jesus.
We met Mary and Jesus at Moundsville down in the
Oh,
sugar
okay.
shack where the
Yeah, yep.
thing was so low. So, sister, if you're spending the night at Mansfield, I am not with you because I'm just saying. And Bev, I know you were there. You have been there with us. That's a scary place.
Oh, I just think it's awesome.
Both prisons are scary. So, and those of you that have logged on, please feel free to share your thoughts too, either ones you would stay at or ones you would not stay at. But yeah, neither one of the prisons. Now, Eastern State didn't affect me that way, but Mansfield and Moundsville, those are scary places.
Well, and
Scary places.
Dawn, I see that you said something about the peeling paint. They had the safe room there. It was all right. There was a place you could crash.
Yeah,
if you
they had a
wanted to.
really nice, like a break room. They gave us pizza. It was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
It was clean,
Yeah.
but it was scary. It
Now,
was
see,
scary.
I will tell you, Eastern State also made my yes longer list, but not in my top 5.
Okay. All right.
So there you go.
So, my no, I would not spend the night there because it's scary. And Michelle, you were not at this one, is Trans-Allegheny.
Mm.
When we went to Trans-Allegheny, it is huge. We had multiple experiences there. We heard things. We saw things. Bev had the whole hat thing going on, where someone was actually, trying to take her hat off twice, not once, twice. It also was, it was clean. It was very clean, but it's huge. It's huge. And that's a scary place too. That's a very scary place. So, all right. What's your next one, sister?
So my next yes was actually the Squirrel Cage Jail in Iowa.
Okay. Do you want to tell me why? What's your thought?
Because one, I think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fairly small. It's right downtown. What was that?
I've got a cat issue climbing on my chair.
I mean, it's fairly small. The 911 dispatch is in the next building over.
Yep.
And we had some experiences there.
Mm-hmm.
They did have the whole upstairs all set up. I don't know that I'd stay in one of the cells because those are pretty tiny, but they did have the living quarters upstairs.
Yep.
And even the one big experience that we had up there would not deter me because he didn't stay very long.
Well, and I would stay there with you.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, even though we had experiences, and we caught a ton of EVPs. So if y'all haven't seen the squirrel cage video, go out there and take a peek. Because it was me and Michelle, and then Kat, the tour
Kat, yeah.
guide. Kat, she was hysterical. Oh my God, she was so funny. But we had experiences there, but they weren't scary. They
No.
weren't scary experiences. And it was very clean, very
Yes.
clean.
Yes.
So I would say, yes, I would go there with you. I'd spend the night. So, and these are not any particular order as
Yeah.
we're going through them, just, FYI. But another place that I would not spend the night inside the building is Edinburgh Manor. Now we've been there.
Really?
Yeah, we've been there 3 times.
Mm.
And they've got a guest house that you actually stay in because you stay overnight. I would not stay in the facility overnight. I would not close my eyes and go to sleep in that place. That basement scares the bejesus out of me. There's something in the basement.
But the last time we went, we didn't experience anything in the basement.
I didn't go in the basement because I was chicken, if you remember.
No, Dawn and I went in the basement a couple of times.
Yeah, you all went in the basement. And I think Bev and Linda, I think you guys were with us too, and you went in the basement, but I wouldn't go in the basement because there's something down there that just unsettles me. So
Okay.
that's a place that I would not stay the night in the facility itself.
All right. Now, I did actually have that as a yes.
Did you?
I did, but I only went once. Out of the 3 times that the team's been there, I've only been there once, and it was the last time,
Yep.
which was an awesome experience.
And Christy, I'm telling you, that basement's scary. That basement is scary. There is something. And that's where, when Becky was with us, we caught the black shadows in the basement.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. So there's something happening in the basement. So I'll send you all down there, but I ain't. I'll be like, as you say, Zach Bagel Bites, sending what's his name, Aaron, down into all these crazy places. I ain't going in these places. So, all right. What's your next one?
My next one is the Stone Mansion in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, because we actually did stay, we did hunt it, well, at least, well, I know you guys have been there several times, but
Mhm.
I got a tour one time. And then one time we actually did stay, and it was me, you, and Becky.
Uh-huh.
And heard the footsteps. Even though it's middle of a renovation, it's still, for the most part, where we stayed was clean. Help wasn't too far away if we needed it.
It was right outside. He was in
Um,
the trailer outside.
but even having those experiences, it wasn't scary. But it was, I will acknowledge, stuff happened.
Yeah, stuff happened. I would stay at Stone Mansion again. But however, I will not stay in the basement. And that's where Tim wanted us to stay the last time that we went. Well, when we went. Well,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, me, you, and Becky. He wanted us to stay in the basement. I'm like, I am not staying in the basement.
Yeah, no.
So we split the 2 couches.
Well, we had a cot also, because I stayed on
Yeah.
the cot.
Yes, my very hard army cot. Yes.
Yes, but for me it was comfortable because I hurt my back, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
But another reason we didn't have to stay in the basement is because it was cold and we had to turn that heater on. I think that was the scariest thing in that place that night. Was the heater.
Trying to have the heat on. I don't know. And again, for those of you that have logged on, if you haven't said hello in the chat, please do. We want to know who's on with us. Tell us what you think. Michelle and I, we didn't talk about this together.
We didn't clarify.
Yeah, we didn't clarify the topic. So she's giving you places she would spend the night that we've been to that are haunted. I'm giving you places I would not spend the night that we've gone to. So Try
There
to
we go.
follow us if you can. Okay. The next place, and this may surprise you all, the next place that I would not spend the night if I could help it, I won't go voluntarily, is the Randolph County Historical Society up on the third floor in the brothel.
Mm.
There's a lot happening up on that third floor. We have caught voices. There is something in that bedroom they've got set up there because we've caught something coming across the window, strange lights. Yeah, that's going to be a no for me. It's not a hard no, but it's a I'd rather not know.
Given the
No.
choice,
Given the choice, I will not be spending the night on the third floor of the Randolph County Historical Society. What's your thought about that?
I agree.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, isn't it?
I agree. And I mean, the rest of it's not so bad. Again, had experiences in different areas, but that third floor is something else.
Yeah, there's something happening. They've got a haunting for sure going on there.
Yeah.
And I don't say that lightly, but they know it.
Yeah.
I mean, they know it because they called us. So, but it's nothing. I shouldn't say it's nothing scary because I won't spend the night there.
But it's not malevolent or anything. Is that the right
it's
word?
not going to hurt anybody. It's just they've got something happening on that third floor.
And I don't want it happening while I'm trying to sleep.
I know. Because we haven't figured out what it is.
Well, see, and here's the other thing. I had to do some thinking about this too, because technically the majority of these places we have spent the night in. We just haven't slept there.
Yes. Because
So,
we can't close
disclaimer,
our eyes.
yeah.
We're too scared.
Yeah.
So we're not going to close our eyes. We're not going to turn our back on these things. All right, what you got?
Let's see. I said that one. The old Franklin County Jail in Iowa.
Yeah. Okay.
I would stay there. And I mean,
we did.
Yeah, we did stay there.
We did stay there.
And I know it was a little uncomfortable at first, but then it was just like, it's fine. And the fact that they allow people to pay for the experience to be an inmate, I'm glad we didn't go to that extreme.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too bad. I mean, we had some good experiences. I would love to, maybe catch up with their dog because we did catch that Cocker Spaniel. But yeah, I think I'd stay there. Do you see a theme in mind?
Jails, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go to jail.
Let's go to jail.
I would spend the night there too.
Yeah.
I would go back there again and spend the night. It's very clean.
Yeah.
Our tour guide, whose name I can't remember, very nice, knew everything that was going on. It was a very comfortable place.
Yes.
And the experiences that we had were not scary.
Right.
They weren't scary experiences. And this one may also surprise you all. And I don't think any of you all went with me. I think it was just me and Becky. Was the Ray County Museum up north. Now, I think
you and Michelle, I found that on our road trip.
You're welcome. Did we go in or did we not? Well, okay, so we went in, and we talked to Kathy. That was her name, Kathy. So there's something happening up there too. And again, it's not a demon. It's not demonic. It's nothing like that. But it's scary. It's scary. They've got something going on in the basement.
It's Ray County, Missouri, Dawn.
Yes. But they've got something going on the second floor. We had camera issues where when we were actually hearing the spirits, the cameras cut off. Then when they stopped talking, they came back up. And like I said, there's something happening in the basement. So that's another, I'd rather not go there and spend the night. I'm not going to close my eyes in that place.
Well, and even when you and I stopped in, because that was the old poorhouse, and it's the only one that's still built that way.
Yes.
There was a feeling about that place anyways.
Yeah. And Kathy, if you remember, they were making her an apartment in the back there. And she talked about all the crazy things that happened.
Look at the comments. I wasn't going to say it, but
Yes. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Which kudos to the Rhea County Police. Even though we were just two old women, they wanted to know what we were doing, driving around with a trailer at 2 o'clock in the morning in their town. So kudos to them. Okay, but yeah, I'm Erin, I'm not going to close my eyes at that place because something's happening. And you know something's happening because you were with us. Okay. What do you got? Got
so
another one?
my last one actually, and I think the more I think about this now, I'm like, really, would you, if I'm not alone, maybe, was the Rock Island Depot, and specifically on the death train.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think I could do it alone, but I think I would.
I could do that with you. I could do that with you because I wasn't scared. I mean, there was nothing scary there. It's just the background, the history of the place. I think
Yeah.
because we didn't capture, if I recall right, we didn't capture anything at the depot at all. But it's very small. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
2 rooms and a pass through in between them. You know, a
Yeah.
breezeway, whatever you want to call it. So it was very, very small. And apparently you cannot count because Dawn counted it up for you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I thought she was counting just mine. I didn't count Edinburgh. So now she's actually up to 4 because Rock Island Depot's in Iowa also.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, Bev, the school in Ohio. So you're talking about Middle Point School. You know, I would spend the night at Middle Point. Now, Bev, Linda, and I, we caught some pretty crazy stuff. And again, it's out there on the YouTube channel or on our website, either one. We caught some pretty crazy stuff there. And it definitely sounded like somebody was in the school with us, even though that was impossible. Our tour guide was sitting like in the parking lot. But the owner also complained about that because he happened to stop by when we were there. And he was saying that that's what he experiences too, that he's working around there and somebody is definitely in the building. But it's not like a scary thing. It puts you on edge a little bit, but I'm not scared. I would spend the night there. I would spend the night. What about you, Bev? And Linda, if she's with you, would you? 3 of us, we could roll out our sleeping bags and it would all be good. All right, you got anything else, sis?
That was my 5th.
Okay. So I have an on the fence, right? And we have stayed here a couple of times. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. That's for our school.
Okay.
Now, I'm on the fence about it. I mean, it's clean. They've got a place for you to stay in the break room. You know, they've got couches and recliners and what have you.
We've stayed there.
Yeah, we've stayed there. I think I've been there 3 times. We spent the night every time, and I did close my eyes. However, the break room door was locked. But you know, we've caught some pretty strange things there.
Yeah. Well, and you've been pushed.
Yeah, and I was pushed up the stairs, and then you know we caught the thing in the gym.
The gymnasium.
And then the last time we were there, we had the lights coming on when you were doing the Estes method up in the classroom.
Oh yeah.
It was me and you, and the lights came on and scared the crap out of me because I was 2 floors away from anybody that could help me, and
I couldn't hear you.
And you were completely clueless. All right, Dawn's keeping score. Iowa wins. Okay. Now, this is a hard no, folks.
Okay.
This is a hard no. And we will never have the opportunity to try it because we were the last team allowed in. We were the first team in and the last team allowed in. And that's Liberty School in Ohio, Dawn.
Yeah, not only no, but hell no.
That's a hell no. That's a I'm not even going back there. If I
If it's
could.
even standing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean even if we could go back, that's a hell no on that one.
Mm-mm.
There is something I will say dark there because I saw it. And I don't know that it's demonic or anything like that, but it was definitely dark and it definitely did not want us there. And that is the only place I've ever been where I have felt the need to like shut the investigation down and
Pack up
leave.
and go. Yeah.
Just like you girls need to get this stuff packed up and we are out of here. Yeah, so
Now,
that's a hard no on that one.
so
Bev,
another,
I see you as an absolute no. And Dawn, I realize Wendy, were you at Liberty School with us? I think you were at Middle Point or Westwood School.
that's what I was going to say. Wendy, I think we're talking about Westwood
Yeah,
because that was a nasty, nasty, and there was no way I'd go there.
yeah, yeah. And I wouldn't spend the night there only because it's filthy.
Yes, yes.
You know,
There
not
wasn't
because it's
anything.
scary.
Yeah.
So Michelle, you have frozen up again, honey.
Oh, you did too. It.
With your
Oh.
mouth open, I'm here. Oh, there you go. So that's like a great picture. But yeah, Wendy, that was like the absolute probably the worst place we've ever been. I mean, Liberty School was bad when we went back the second time because they had roof leaks that the owner didn't know about. There was standing water in it.
Yeah.
And had we not gone there just for that, had we not made this long trip just for that, we probably would have rescheduled to one of his other properties because he owns Randolph County, Stone Mansion, Blackford Jail. But we had gone just for the school. So but there's something dark in the school. But Westwood School, that place is, well, when we were there, I can't say for sure now because I haven't been there. It was a
Right.
dump. It was an absolute dump.
So my maybe that I have, and it may surprise you, is Center Church. Is it Center Church? Yes, Center Church.
Hmm.
That one in Indiana, that's a maybe for me. Our experiences there were kind
Odd.
of,
Odd.
yeah. So, yeah, that one is my maybe for sure. And besides, Liberty Township School. So that's my maybe. I'm not sure.
I think I could do it. I think I could do it because it was intense.
Hmm.
The investigation was intense. We did catch black shadows down in the basement where I think there were 5 of you. You didn't see a thing.
And it was daylight out.
And it was daylight. And it went
That's a
one
great
way
place.
and then it went the other way. But I think I would spend the night
I might have the wrong place.
Well, I
I
think
think I have the wrong place.
That's the only other church we've done, I think. Center Church.
Where's the one? Well, now's not the time to discuss that, but
That's all right. I can jog your memory. Tell me what you're thinking.
let me think while you answer Beth's question about Lemp Mansion.
Beth, we've never been, well, I've been to Lemp Mansion, but I've never hunted it. And we have talked about it as a team, but it's pretty expensive because you have to rent the rooms, right? They don't like charge so much for a paranormal team to come in, but you have to rent the rooms. And in order to make sure that we're the only people there, we have to rent all the rooms. So it's a little bit out of my budget. So we've been talking about it though. We've been talking about it. And I think at some point we're probably going to end up there. But yeah, it's a money issue right now.
That it's not Center Church. It was because Center Church was the graveyard out back, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yep. And the ladies that lived in town that stopped by. That's not the one I
Yes.
was thinking of. It's actually the school in Otterville,
Tell me more.
Illinois, Indiana.
Oh, the Hamilton Primary
There
School?
you go, Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be a maybe for me.
Why?
Because of what we went through, I don't know that we'd ever actually get any sleep.
True. That was another pretty intense experience. Not scary, folks. We just had a pretty intense conversation with the spirits.
Yes,
Yeah, we had a pretty intense conversation with the spirits.
it was
Um,
intense. I think that's why it would be a maybe.
yeah. I if I could shut them up,
Yeah.
if they would stop talking, I could close my eyes and go to sleep. Um, again, it's a fairly clean place. It's as clean as it can be, in relatively good shape.
Yes.
So yeah.
So, Dawn, you asked bathroom or no bathroom. I don't get up 50 times in the middle of the night, so porta potty will work. Of course, we
Yeah,
always prefer bathrooms.
and I don't think we ever done one with a porta potty. I don't think. Well, Debbie and I and Leslie did. Oh, what's the place where Bertha Gifford lived? Oh my God, she killed all those people. Supposedly, Morse Mill. Morse Mill. That's the only place I've ever been that had a portalette, because they were completely remodeling the place, and because it's an old hotel. And when we booked it, everything was fine. And when we got there, they had stripped it to the outside studs.
Oh.
There were no rooms. So, you know how hard it is to hunt a location that has no walls?
And we don't always get floor plans for them.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. But that's the only place I ever used a portalette. Now, Michelle and I are planning to go to the Masonic Lodge across the state line in Illinois that has a portalette, which is why the rest of you will not be joining us, because you have standards and we do not. You require things like electric and a bathroom. We don't. So, but there is, Dawn, a bathroom in Center Church now. So
Yep.
just FYI, they got the one that was in there working. So, all right. Well, and we were at Pine Lawn Manor. They didn't even have a portalette, but I think they've got
But we
one
had
now.
tornado warnings and thunderstorms.
Yeah, that was pretty
And
intense too.
rivers down the hallway for 15 minutes.
And then it just all went away.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. What I didn't do at the beginning, I kind of want to do now. So we did hunt a couple of places this month, or July. We went back to South Pittsburgh Hospital. It was me and Dawn and Christy. It was like, I don't know, a zillion degrees, no air conditioning. It is clean. The last time we were there, several of the team were there about 7 years ago. It was full of trash, smelled horrible, had a cat that was peeing on everything. They had the electric shut off that day. Michelle managed to buy us 30 minutes so we could clean out our equipment and get out before they shut the electric off on us. It is completely different. The new owner has cleaned it up. No more. I mean, there was a couple of little leaks that they were trying to find. There's no mold in it like there was before. No cat.
Nice.
And our tour guides, which was Jeff and Heather, they, of course, stayed with us. They were in a room off to the side, so we never heard them or saw them until I had to call him, because something freaked me out, so I had to call. We didn't really catch anything there. We had a lot of personal experiences. We heard things, we saw things. Dawn was touched, but we didn't capture anything on audio or video. So that was kind of a bummer. And then we went to the Harriman Hospital the following day, both of these are in Tennessee. Again, it was a zillion degrees. They did have air conditioning in one room, which was not the room we were in, uh, but it was up on the second floor. Place was massive. I mean, the place is absolutely massive.
Wasn't it like 100,000 square feet?
100,000 square feet. It's actually one city block big, and it's 4 stories on one part of it and like 2 stories on the other side of it. Very confusing to get around because it's built around a center courtyard. So in theory, back in the day, you could just like wander the hall all the way around the courtyard. You know what I mean? It just kind of went in a circle.
Yeah.
Because they're renovating it and they're working on things and they're repairing things, they've got some of the areas closed. So you would like go up one hallway and then hit a dead end. You couldn't go any further. So then you'd have to come back around. And if I'm not mistaken, and Dawn, correct me, Dawn or Christy, either one, correct me on this. I think you had to go up the stairs to go down to the first floor. So that was kind of odd because of the way it was built. And again, we had a lot of experiences. We heard a lot of voices and what sounded like running in the hallway. But we didn't capture anything on audio. Now, I'm not finished with the video, so I don't know what we may have captured on the video. We did have a couple of the pieces of equipment light up, but it wasn't in conjunction with something else. So we don't know, if it was something natural that set the equipment off or whatever. But anyway, we are going to finish up our season for the most part this coming weekend. We're going up to Minnesota to the Boyd House. So we'll check that out. First time we've ever hunted in Minnesota. So.
You skipped another place that we went to.
What's that?
Horseshoe.
Alva General Hospital.
Yes.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. We just got back from Oklahoma. How could I forget that? So we went to Oklahoma, which was our first hunt in Oklahoma too, by the way.
Yep.
And excuse me, it was me and Dawn and Michelle. And that was a really nice place too. The folks that run it were really, really nice.
Oh yeah.
They fed us. They hung out. They hung out with us. We did have some personal experiences there as well, but I haven't even looked at any of that. Right.
Well, yeah.
I just finished up Harriman. So, because when did we go? We just got back this past weekend.
Last weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was a really nice place. But what we did do while we were trying to kill some time in the 100-degree heat, we went out, the three of us, to the salt flats, and we were digging up. What were we digging up, Michelle? Some kind of
hourglass selenite.
Hourglass selenite. Yes, we got a ton of it. But yeah, it was only. I think it was like 145 degrees or something.
And yeah, with all that salt reflecting, no shade.
Yeah, just big open, no shade. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Now, Alva General Hospital did have air conditioning that worked well. So that was nice after a whole weekend of no air conditioning. So anyway, that's all I got.
I'm sorry, Wendy, what is that? Are you talking about what we looked at, what we hunted?
Probably the cellulite, the crystal.
Selenite, not cellulite.
You can get that off my body parts.
It's a crystal that's kind of pretty much made from salt because we can't leave them in water. Otherwise they will disintegrate. Mm-hmm. But we were finding all sorts of little pieces, they varied. They're very fragile. Fragile. But I guess what everybody goes out to look for are the clusters. Clusters. And as a matter of fact, they had one on display at Alva General Hospital or the museum now. That was probably
it was
12,
huge.
16 inches. I mean, I know that's a bit of a difference there, but it was huge on display. But it's a crystal, and I personally like the little silvers because you can see the hourglass shape in the crystals when you're looking at them when they're cleaned up. So
And the people at the hospital gave us each a cluster.
Yes. Yes.
They gave us each a cluster. So it was really nice. It was a nice little town there in Oklahoma. It was our first Oklahoma hunt. So, and we're fixing to do our first Minnesota hunt this coming up weekend. And then what we've got, like I said, Michelle and we're going to go to the Masonic Lodge over in Illinois. That's a new place that opened up. The people that own the Boyd House own this Masonic Lodge also. We're going to do that. And then I think we're really pretty much done for the year. So that's what I know.
Unless something comes up.
Unless
pass up.
Unless something comes up. But I will tell you all, just so you're aware, I'm going to have foot surgery the first week of October. So that's going to put me out of the running for quite a while. So that's why we're trying to get everything done and accomplished now that we want to do this year, because after the first week of October, I won't be able to hunt for several months. So, okay. So thank you all again so much for hanging out with us on a Wednesday night. We know there's so many things that you could do besides hang out with Michelle and I and talk about 10 haunted places, either that we would go to or we would not.
Flip a coin either way.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all we've got. We're getting ready, like I said, to go to the Boyd House this weekend, and we'll let you know what we find there. We have not been doing any live feeds at these locations because we're in places where there's a lot of cell trouble. We don't get good signal inside these places. So that's why you haven't been seeing us on the live feed. We do think about it. We do talk about it every time we go somewhere, but it just never ends up being able to happen. So, but until we see you the next time, folks, be kind to one another,